ready to shoot the show? You ready to shoot the show? Hello? Hello? Ah! Hello? Hello in there? Hello? I give up.
Oh, hey! You ready to do the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, let's get started. Oh, quick thing though. I probably should sit in that chair as opposed to this one because of my ear infection, I can't hear real well out of this ear. So we should probably switch places. Hello, I'm Hot Toddy. This is Miss Pengrino.
Hey.
And welcome to an all-new episode of Let's Split It, Get
Real.
And on this week's episode, we're going to talk about a movie that once again has been out for a little while, but as per usual, we're late to the game. But it's fine. We're late to movies. It's kind of how it is.
It's hard nowadays.
It's hard to get out.
It's hard to get there.
It's fine, whatever. Anyway, we're going to talk about the all-new Disney film Jungle Cruise, starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt.
I love them.
They are national treasures. Let's get that out of the way. Right up front, though, by the way, the opening to the show was not an exaggeration. I actually cannot hear out of this ear. Over the weekend, well, I guess this depending on whenever you put this out, I don't know. But anyway, over a weekend in August, I got a really bad ear infection in this ear, and it's really hard to hear out of it. So. While I did exaggerate a little bit as to what she was doing, I honestly cannot hear very well out of this ear. In fact, it's vibrating my head as I talk. So.
And, now he knows how I feel because I almost on the daily can't hear shit.
You just got problems that piss me
there's
off.
probably something wrong with my ears.
Anyway, on to Jungle Cruise. Miss Pengrino, what did you think of Jungle Cruise?
I loved it.
Yeah?
I really did. But I kind of knew going into it that even if it was going to be like a stupid funny kind of thing, it's just been so long since we've had like something sort of upbeat-ish.
I can see what you're saying, right? Well, Space Jam: A New Legacy was upbeatish, but let's face it, we knew what we were getting into. It was a film about a film about a film, basically, is what it was. I mean, it was standard. We knew it was going to happen. And Jungle Cruise, it was a little mix mash. It was a bit of a Indiana Jones adventure, if you will.
A little bit, yeah.
It was fun to watch, and
it was so punny.
If you look to the left of the boat, you'll see some very playful toucans. They're playing their favorite game of beak wrestling. The only drawback is, only two can play. The rocks you see here in the river are sandstone, but some people just take them for granted. It's one of my bolder attractions. Before this, I used to work in an orange juice factory, but I got canned. Couldn't concentrate. Yeah, they put the squeeze on me too. That's a good one. I should have opened with that one.
The only one that comes straight to my mind is like towards the end when they're in a car.
Do you hear, Frank?
A car?
Oh, your jokes. They will be the death of me. They are absolutely exhausting.
Funny. They were all really bad, and
You're exhausting.
Okay. Okay, so he's making a face, but he does this on the daily.
I do not.
You do on the daily. You tell dad jokes, you do puns, you do
I do not.
all of that.
That's fake news. It's lies. This is the kind of lies that people are talking about.
It's not.
Before we continue, though, completely off topic, I do want to tell you about this amazing new diet plan that's out. Apparently, Dolly Parton uses it, and she's done really well with it. My friend Joe was telling me about it, and he says it's an amazing diet. You should try it out. It worked great for him. It made Joe lean. Anyway, I thought Jungle Cruise was cool too. You know, it's nice to see Disney make an attempt of making a movie out of one of their rides and it be successful. The only other time...
Is that what it was based on?
It's based on their ride, Jungle Cruise.
I missed that. Didn't know that.
Are you just being silly for the show?
No, I didn't. I figured it was something based off of something.
I even whispered to you in the movie because there's a scene. I won't give too much away here, but there's a scene.
He whispered to me, guys. I literally just said I can't.
There's a scene in the movie where he's like taking a bunch of rich folks down on the Amazon on a cruise, on a literal cruise, and he's like pulling up fake animatronic type thing, monsters and animals out of the river to try to scare them, which is exactly what the Jungle Cruise Disney World's all about.
A good way to tell if they're going to attack is if their ears are wiggling and if they're blowing bubbles. So by those standards, we are in huge danger. Don't worry, folks, I'll scare them off just like I scared off my girlfriend.
I love you! Don't let me!
And that's when I whispered to you. I was like, "Oh, get it. It's just like the Jungle Cruise. Get it."
I didn't hear that.
You did. You said, "Yeah, that's right. Yeah." What are you just faking it now? Fake it till you make it. That's the way we are. That's the Super Fuzz logo, right? Or slogan right there is "Fake it till you make it." Anyway, it was a nice attempt at a movie based on one of their rides. The only other success story they've had with this is Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think they're making another one of those soon.
Oh, that's too many.
Well, no, but I mean, the thing about it is those movies are standard. They manage to stand the test of time.
They do well.
Disney tried this immediately after the success of Pirates of the Caribbean with the Haunted Mansion, and let's play that sound effect again. Yeah, it didn't work out as well as they'd hoped. They are actually.
Although I liked it.
I mean, I liked it too. Anything really with Eddie Murphy, I kind of enjoyed.
Yeah, he was definitely the winner of that.
I mean, that was the basis of that film. The whole point is just getting him in the film, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But at the. Am I boring you again? Seems like every time we do an episode, I bore you.
It seems like every time we do an episode, we're filming it at bedtime.
No, it was great to see a film that actually worked out. I don't think it will reach the critical acclaim of Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, probably not.
But you know, it was enjoyable. Like it was a good movie. Like when I saw The Haunted Mansion, I could see every single flaw in the film, and I knew exactly why this was not a hit. Again, it was enjoyable enough, but it wasn't really what we were looking for in a Haunted Mansion movie.
Well, so it definitely...
Did I mention they're redoing it? Did I tell you they're working on redoing it? It's going to be not a straight up horror movie, but it's going to be scarier than the original.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. But anyway, I see what they were trying to do, but it didn't work. Whereas Jungle Cruise. I see what they're trying to do.
You have to. It's definitely. It will never reach Pirates of the Caribbean level because they didn't set it up for sequels. You know.
No, that's true.
One of the thing about Pirates of the Caribbean is it does continue. There's this one, this one, this one. So you keep having more and more and more. Jungle Cruise was like, here it is, there it ends.
Well, to be honest though, you could. I mean, you could do a sequel out of Jungle Cruise. I don't recommend it. I think they should. That is a one and done.
But could you though? Because what would they do?
One and done. Leave it. Well, you go on another adventure, like Indiana Jones. You just set them up for another adventure.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, that you could do it. Disney. I know Disney doesn't miss an episode of Get Real. Yeah. So I know you're listening. Don't make a sequel to Jungle Cruise. One and done was fine. Don't do it again. That was good. But yeah, it was a cute film.
Good form.
It was good form.
Good form.
Give him firm.
Form. That was from the movie. Every time they punched the Dwayne Real Rock Johnson in the face.
Did you have a stroke?
Yeah, I kind of did have a stroke. My brain just stopped.
What was I even talking about?
Good form.
And that was what you were talking about. What was I talking about?
Jungle Cruise.
No, Jungle Cruise, it was a good enough film. It was not without its flaws, though. They could have done better on certain things. Did you see any flaws that irritated you at all, Miss Pengrino?
I mean, not really, because I guess I wasn't going into it with too much expectation.
I guess you're right.
So, Because we had kind of prefaced that, it was either going to be really good or really
bad.
shitty.
Really, really
so
bad.
I kind of brought myself to even saying, I had Regal points, so we got the tickets for free. So if it tanked, it tanked. It didn't matter because I didn't pay anything for the tickets.
That's a real healthy way of looking at
So
it.
I went into really not expecting much, and I really enjoyed it. So no, if there was flaws, I didn't straight up see them.
There was one flaw for me,
and that was,
well, we're gonna get into it. Let me get into it. There's going to be spoilers ahead.
Uh-oh.
So if you don't want to know, because my problem is with the story.
Okay.
The story got a little icky for me towards the end of the movie. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, jump to this time code right here, and you won't get anything spoiled.
No spoilers.
Spoilers. But let's get into it. Okay, so the movie is... It's one of those movies where the trailer basically explains the film. It's Emily Blunt. She's like an Indiana Jones type doctor. She's on the hunt for this MacGuffin. MacGuffin, by the way, is sort of like the unofficial movie term for the item that the characters are trying to go after in a film. So it's a MacGuffin. What was it even called? The thing.
Tears of something.
Oh, okay, big help. Anyway, so they're after this thing. And, she seeks the help of Dwayne Johnson, who's a Jungle Cruise guy. He takes people on cruises. So he's got a boat. Frank. He's got a boat, right? So you think and there's an antagonist too. Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson are the protagonists. There's an antagonist. He's some sort of German soldier. This takes place. It takes place in World War I, and he's trying to win the war for Germany. And he thinks this MacGuffin will be able to do that. Anyway, so they go on this journey to look for the MacGuffin. I'm talking a lot. That's what does it.
Okay. And
I'm projecting a lot. Anyway, they're looking for the MacGuffin, and as the movie goes along, blah blah blah, you find out that this particular lead thing has a legend behind it, that it's keeping like these medieval times guys.
So conquistadors.
Yeah. Thank you.
So basically, the leaves of this tree can help heal people, and so Emily Blunt's character wants to find it to actually create like a cure, like medicinal wise, to help save people around the world, which is great. These conquistadors go with good intentions. They're trying to save the leader's daughter, who has this like incurable disease.
Now, the conquistadors, they are back during the conquistador era.
Yeah.
We find this out in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. So
there were 4 conquistadors. There was the 3 bad ones, and then the one we'll get to.
Right. So they're on the hunt, and they do have good intentions, and they're at the beginning, they're fighting the jungle, and the jungle basically wipes them out, and then this tribe comes and saves them with these flowers, and they're with them, and they're so thankful and all that. And the leader of the conquistadors basically gets greedy because he is determined he's not going to go home without this ability to save his daughter. And to do so, there's like this little key that you have to have, and all this stuff, and the chief, won't turn it over to him because it's like, no, it's a secret, we can't do that. And so he turns on them. So basically, the conquistadors decide they're basically just going to kill every member of the tribe until they get what they want. 3
of the 4 conquistadors killed the tribe. They killed the chief, and before the chief dies, he puts a curse on all 4 conquistadors.
Yes. And a curse which binds them to the river.
Keeps them on the Amazon River forever. They can never leave the river. So spoiler alert.
Yeah.
You find out that Dwayne Johnson is one of those conquistadors, and that's why he's decided to do a Jungle Cruise thing, was because
he can't leave the river.
Can't leave the river. He was getting bored. He's like, what the hell? I'll start a Jungle Cruise business. Now, the other conquistadors, they're actually trapped within the earth until... I was in the bathroom when that happened.
Okay, so...
Explain that.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's actually the one who traps them.
Right.
Because basically what they were doing is they were still hunting for the last members of this tribe, the daughter who still was able to survive and get the key, and they were trying to kill Frank, because Frank was the one, basically in the conquistadors' mind, he betrayed them because he wouldn't help them kill the daughter to get the key. He wouldn't help them kill any of the people. He actually like told her to run and like save her. So they are after him, and they're after people so they can get this to be uncursed. And he realizes kind of the only way to do this is to trap them and get them away from the water, because if they don't have the river water, they literally become frozen in time.
Right.
So they become part of the jungle.
And then he's like, hey, I'm bored. I'm going to start a Jungle Cruise business. And then lo and behold, 300 freaking years later, Emily Blunt comes along with a map to this tree. And so he basically uses her to get to the thing. It's a whole thing. Anyway, the reason why the story falls flat for me at the end is because Dwayne Johnson is a conquistador. He's a 300-year-old dude. You know, that kind of took it out for me for there. I was like, okay. I was kind of hoping for, like, maybe, because throughout the film you get these hints that he's after this thing too, and so you're just thinking maybe they're going to compete with each other to get to it or something like that, and they fall in love and they decide to split it or whatever. As it turns out, he's in desperate need of it, and she's in desperate need of it for scientific reasons. He's in desperate need for it for life reasons. So it's like it gets muddled, and then it just
really, because I thought that went.
It just got weird.
With it.
It just got weird for me. And then there's a scene in the movie where he also turns to stone for a minute, but then she uses one of the petals from the tree to bring him back. It's just
yeah. So I guess since we're giving spoilers, at the end they only get one petal, and so he like crashes the boat to re-stone all the conquistadors so they can't go anywhere. And of course, in doing that, he's stoning himself. And so,
but not for long, because they got a pedal. They bring him back.
Emily Blunt's character at this point, she loves him. So instead of taking the flower to save people, she sticks it in his little stoned mouth, which is weird. Yeah. But then the tree miraculously sees this and gives them one more flower.
Yeah, and that again,
that was a little strange.
That took it out for me.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, like again, it's like an Indiana Jones type thing. So obviously you're gonna get that feel of supernatural, while at the same time going on a fun adventure type thing. So
well, I mean, you knew that there had to be something different about Dwayne's character, because how would he know so much information and like
he was after it. That was my thought process. He was just after it like she was, and so that's where I went. That's where I started the day, and I ended it with him being supernatural, and I was just like, whatever. But so that kind of took it out for me. I was a little turned off by that. But I mean,
seemed normal to me.
It's a standard fun family film. I think
it's really good.
I think it's very enjoyable. I was entertained by it throughout. No more spoilers. We've reached that time code. So, but it was really good. Just that one flaw for me, which you think would be a pretty big flaw since it's the story. But again, you can take yourself out of that element and still enjoy the film.
Yeah. Like
you're not going to go into this movie isn't going to change your life. It's not going to something that's going to move you. It's just fun family entertainment for the summer.
It may change your life right now.
For the summer.
If you're in a bit of a kind of state with everything that's going on. I mean, it gives you 2 hours worth of
literally
escape.
This movie is 2 hours.
2 hours.
It's a family film.
That is kind of, I think, a flaw for me. And this is all movies lately. They've been in the 2 hour time frame, and I'm used to hours. At hour 30?
Well, no, movies like Black Widow, I get that's 2 hours. Marvel movies, DC movies,
really?
Jungle Cruise.
It's not Harry Potter. I kind of don't understand it.
No, I disagree with you completely. Star Wars needs to be 2 hours. I get it, but Jungle Cruise, it didn't need to be 2 hours. You could have wrapped that up a lot sooner, probably by taking out that whole chunk I was talking about. But anyway, what are you gonna do? But overall, it's a good film. And
Space Jam was that long too.
I don't really know, but
it was also 2 hours.
But it rolls into recommendation time. Ms. Pengrino, would you recommend Jungle Cruise?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's got good actors. It's filmed well. I mean, they even got like a couple of just like funny actors who are just like in their clippets, like the guy who's trying to get...
Paul Giamatti's
Yeah,
in it.
that's his name.
He's in
Paul
it.
Giamatti.
It was refreshing to see him. I've not seen him in a while.
He's been out for a bit.
It's good to see him.
So just like kind of pop-up cameos from people that were really funny, and they might not even be people you know, but like they were all good, even if they had really small roles.
There wasn't a bad actor in the film. It was really enjoyable.
Teebs was in it.
Teebs the cat was in it. Here
Teebs
she
the
is.
cat was
Scary. She's been making the rounds lately. She's becoming famous. But I would recommend this movie too.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, it's just like Voyagers back in April. It's like it's a fun movie to go check out. The difference between this and Voyagers is this is a fun family film. So take the kids, put your mask on.
Put your mask on.
Get freaking vaccinated if that's important, but I'm not going to get into that, but at least put your mask on. Go see Jungle Cruise. Get out, have some fun before we get on torrential lockdown again, which I'm afraid is on its way. So, but absolutely go check out Jungle Cruise. It's a fun film. And there you go. That's our review on Jungle Cruise. A+ for effort. How should I end this?
Come back, Shane! My name's not Shane, kid.